Hello, this is Liz Lawless, your host for Wild West Diversity, where we tell the rarely and untold stories of multicultural contributions to the settling of the American Wild West. Each Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be sharing a historical legend and a living legend. Someone from history and someone living that Western lifestyle today, keeping it alive for the future generation. We hope you'll join us on Thursday. If not, we'll see you on the trail. Hello, this is Liz Lawless, your host for Wild West Diversity, and today we have episode 18, and I am going to be talking with a longtime friend, Tyrus Nolan. Tyrus is one of our living legends. He is the leader of the East Texas Express Pony Express Relay team. He works with us at the rodeo. He was a sponsor in the early days for us, and so Tyrus, welcome to the show. So glad you're here with us today.
Hello, how you doing, Liz?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So this our show, excuse me, our show, Wild West Diversity, as you know, is all about telling those multicultural stories that were rarely told or maybe untold. And so I'm so glad that you're here today with us on the show. And we'll talk about the rodeo a little bit first and how you got involved in that. But then we'll talk about you and your crazy brothers.
All
How about
right, sound good. Sound
that?
good to
Okay.
me.
So tell me, tell our watchers, listeners, how you got involved with the rodeo. Did you always
Well,
ride growing up, or was that come to you later in life?
I always played around with it, dibbled and dabbled. Basically, when I was younger, I used to actually do junior bulls, and then I played around with little mud and busting before that, and then I also I started still wrestling a little bit. Then I started messing with the rope a little bit. I kind of progressed on and on as I got older, but and then as the body got a little different, you get a little, you can only take so much and do so much. So you start trying to figure out a way to stay involved. So, it started when I was young, though. Like I say, started out with the mutton busting, almost like any cowboy.
Right,
That's where it started for me. So yeah, I've been messing around with the rodeo scene for a long time.
right,
Yep.
right. Okay, and so I guess we met when you were actually at Ford, and they were a sponsor for
Yes, we did.
Cowboys of Color rodeos, and so that was her first time. And your lovely daughter, and she was doing some barrel stuff, wasn't she? And you were, and is that when I guess we didn't do the Pony Express stuff those first few years. That was something we kind of added later on, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was later on, but yeah, like you say, when we first met, you're right. I was just doing the sponsor side of it when I was at Ford, and my daughter actually at that time she was already starting to run barrels. So yeah, that's when we started actually getting together on your guys' circuit. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
And participating with us. So, so that was fun, wasn't it? Was that a lot of fun? I mean, what was your impression of, I guess, Cleo and Cowboys of Color, against other rodeos, along with other rodeos? I mean, there are rodeos all over the place, but was there something different about Cowboys of Color?
Well, the vibe that you would get at the Cowboys of Color rodeo was always different than any other rodeos. And that, there's all kinds of, like you say, rodeo circuits out here and stuff like that. But every time you went to Cleo rodeos, the Cowboys of Color rodeos, there was a vibe that just kind of made you feel like you wanted to be there, like you actually belong, whether you was in the stands or if you was a cowboy participating. So I actually liked his circuit even before I got involved with it. Again, like even on the sponsor side, I used to always visit. I couldn't wait for him to come to the neighboring cities like Fort Worth, Mesquite, Dallas, and all that. Have his rodeos because I was always, even before, like I said, before I was participating, I was a fan, so
Right.
I was always there. So to see it and knowing how things were progressing and things like, it was like I had to figure out how to meet somebody and get involved myself, but it all kind of worked its way out. You know what I mean?
Right, that's right, that's right. Well, and Cleo has obviously a mentor to a lot of people over the years, and that was the whole purpose, of Cowboys of Color was to help these younger guys, these people coming up behind, giving them a hand because Cleo understood that, he wouldn't have been where he was at if he hadn't had some help. And that was
Right.
not only white help but black help. I mean, there were white cowboys that he learned from, or people that let him ride their horses when he didn't have a horse. And he understood that the sport was expensive, and that going down the road, and that was why he wanted to have these indoor rodeos and pay cash money prizes, so that people could experience that, and
Right.
come and participate. So, well, how did you get involved with this Pony Express relay? I guess what I'm gonna have you do is explain to our audience what that is, and then I think we've got a little clip that we'll run here, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. But tell people
Okay.
what's a Pony Express relay for people that don't know.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with the relay race, the best way I can to give you an example, if you're familiar with track and field, then you know a little bit about Pony Express relay race. Basically, the relay Pony Express relay race is a relay race on horseback, and it consists of anywhere from 5 to 8 riders, horse and riders, and on each team. And the way that there's two different ways you can run it, but the way that on the circuits that I attend, and the way we practice and the way we run it, is two teams that are run against each other at a time. So you basically have a jump man, which is your first guy, and then everybody else in between, and then you'll have the last person, which is your drop man.
Right.
And basically, it's just everybody run one lap around. It's 4 barrels set up, just like a relay track meet. Like I say, basically, and you basically take with there's 4 barrels and 1 barrel in the middle, and basically, like I say, you'll take each member take 1 lap, passing the baton between the first and second barrel. That's your pass zones, and then the first team that has the last rider without dropping your baton or having any faults. The first team to have their baton in the barrel, the final barrel at with the last rider, is the winner of the race.
Right.
hmm
Okay,
That's
great.
the relay race itself.
Perfect. Well, I think we've got a clip so that our audience can watch this and see, and then we'll explain. The reason I had you explain is because we also pull this as a podcast, and so they won't be able to see this, but they'll be hearing some of it.
Okay, okay.
So it's pretty exciting stuff, isn't it? I mean, and sometimes people fall off, and sometimes people miss a barrel, and sometimes you run into
Yeah,
another guy. So it's you got to have a little bit of horsemanship. You got to have some horsemanship skills, and maybe be a little half
you
crazy.
definitely have to have. You definitely have to have some horsemanship skills. I know we sometimes, a lot of people, they look at it and say, "Oh, that's easy. I can do it." And then you give them an opportunity to even, we have some of the guys that do other events who say they won't even try it, but they'll be like, "Man, y'all don't know how y'all do it." But it takes a little skill to do it, but it's also fun. And of course, when you're on a horse, you think you're running 1,000 miles an hour. To the fan, it might not look as fast, but it goes fast. Trust me, it does.
Right, right, for sure. Like you say, you're in and out, and then and usually what happens is we have two teams race against each other, and then we have two more teams race, and then the two winners race, and then they're the winners, and they win the prize money or whatever you got for that rodeo. So that's really fun. Well, I appreciate that. And how do you get your members, team members? Do people just apply, or do you just kind of target people that you think are ride well and ask them to participate, or how did you put your team together? I guess I never knew how
I,
that worked.
I understand. Um, well, there's yeah, like you said, there's usually four teams, and there's like two heat races, and then the final race is the two winners of the two heat races. Is usually how it goes. It just depends on how many teams are actually entered into the event. So,
Right.
but it all boils down. It's like a tournament basically, tournament style.
Uh-huh. 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 Well, and how do how did you put your team together? Because you're basically the leader of the East Texas Express, right? Did I get the name right? So that's the
Correct. So basically, what I did is I was in a member of a trail riding club years ago, and a lot of us we actually saw the event at another rodeo, and we was like, hey, we got the wild hair like a lot of people do. We like,
right.
man, we can do this. So
I love
we had an arena down at the barn that we played around in and stuff like that. And we were doing actually other things. We were trying to do a drill team, but and
it.
then we started playing around with the relay race. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, come on, fellas, this horse is fast. You can ride good. This horse is fast. You can ride good. Come on, let's practice this. And before you knew it, I started my first team, and that was back in like 2005, I believe, and
Right.
we've been rolling ever since. And
Yeah.
ever since then, you start getting some of the local guys who I know, in the world of rodeos and the horse world, and they come around and, man, I heard you have a team. Let me come around and stuff like that. So it's piggyback and it's grown, over the years, of
Right, over
course.
the
But
years.
that's
Yeah.
that's how I started the first team, and that's we just been going ever since.
Right, right. So y'all practice during the week or on the weekends or whatever, or go
Yeah,
around
we
to the
normally
barn?
practice about twice a week.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so this is not like
Say it one more time.
you just don't ride up there and jump on a horse and do this. I mean, you got to practice a little bit. You got to practice a little bit, right? It's just like any rodeo event. You practice to get better.
Right, practice. Right. Yeah, you definitely have to practice because I mean, like I said, it looks simple, but trust me, it's not. You have to work on timing. You have to work on make sure your horses are in shape. I mean, it's a lot that can go wrong, but a whole lot that can go right as well. But you just got to make sure you practice it. Yes.
Yeah, great, great. Okay. Well, I appreciate that so much. And it's like you say, it's a very exciting event. I mean, it really gets people out. You can see it gets people in the stands on their feet and cheering, and sometimes we pit one side against the other side and get everybody cheering and going on. But it really is a crowd pleaser for people. And people always ask about it when they call or, when they comment or something. Is the Pony Express Relay going to be there this year? So we appreciate you guys putting that on and adding that excitement to the rodeo. Well, tell us a little bit about when did you decide you wanted to get in the barbecue business, and where'd the name come from?
Hello.
Oh,
I think say it one more time, Liz. There you go.
when did you decide to get in the barbecue
Then when
business?
did you decide to get in the barbecue business? That's always been my passion outside of horses. That's just something I love to do. Uh, Ever since I was in school, I'm talking like junior high school. I've always loved to cook and just have gatherings at my house or at my mom's house and or at the barn or anywhere. I just love to cook, so it just kind of grew with me. And so I wanted to do this as a living, and it's working out for me basically.
Right, right. So where did the
Right,
name come?
right. So where did
Where did the name come
the
from?
name come?
I'm getting feedback.
Liz, I'm having difficulties hearing you, but I think you said where did the name come from?
Yes, sir. Hmm. We might have to. We might have to redo. I hate to, but we're having some technical difficulties.
Hello, Liz.
Can you hear me at all?
Can you hear me all?
I barely can hear you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Russ. Do you think we ought to just record later and redo?
Well, so the name came from actually, believe it or not, our name came from it's actually me and my brothers, and the neighborhood where we have our restaurant at. You know, a lot of guys actually used to see us when we come because we always stayed together. But they used to actually say, "Hey, here come them crazy brothers," and it's stuck. So that we've always been, everybody referred to us as Crazy Brothers. It's funny, and it's just like, when we started the business, like, hey, what are we gonna name it? You know what I mean? So, and they was like, well, everybody over here knows us as Crazy Brothers. Let's just stick with that. And we like, okay, let's see how it goes. And it stuck, and people actually come in on it and say, hey, man, that's good because it sticks out. It sticks with people. They remember it. So it worked out for us to be known as the Crazy Brothers.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I think we have a clip. We got a clip here that we're going to show, and then we'll come back. Oh, what? Okay, so yeah, we're still getting some feedback. So tell us, I mean, the menu. Where did that come from? Is that kind of your own recipe?
Well, it's not. It's a collaboration of me and my brothers. We just kind of put our favorite items together, basically, and just kind of put it together. We actually the place that we came into, where we have our restaurant, is it used to be a different place, and it had a lot of breakfast food, which we wasn't accustomed to. But we actually uh, taught ourselves how to cook breakfast because of where we came to. But then we added what we already had started to do. So it's been working out. We make it to where you can get breakfast and lunch throughout the whole day, so it doesn't matter. If you're a breakfast person or a lunch person, you can get it however you like it. As long as the doors are open, you're welcome to it.
Right. The best damn tater tots.
Yeah, we sell a lot of tater tots. A lot of potatoes go out the doors for sure.
That I've ever had. So tell it. I mean, we saw some of the pictures. But tell us a little bit about what some of the menu items are.
Tell you a little bit about what again?
The menu.
The menu. So yeah, so okay, so a lot of people they come in there like, okay, so what's the favorite go-to item? Well, a lot of people like to come through the doors. They love our brisket nachos, our wings and waffles, uh, the brisket nachos and the loaded fries. So we don't do actual baked potatoes, but the loaded fries are our version of a baked potato because it's fresh cut potatoes is what we use for the French fries. Brisket is really your choice of meat, but most people go with the brisket. Shredded cheese, barbecue sauce, jalapenos, and onions, and it's to die for. It's you know, as a fat guy like myself, I get in there and I go to town on it every chance I get myself, you know. But you know, the barbecue sauce we actually make it from scratch daily, so it's one of those things, you know. It's we believe in fresh ingredients. That's one of the biggest reasons why we use the fresh cut potatoes. That way, you know, you getting fresh food, not just sitting food, you know, from under heat
Right, right,
lamps and stuff like that. So we believe in that part of it.
Right, for
right, for
sure.
sure.
So,
So,
and you
and
have
you have
some
some
different,
different
like I
eggs, like
had
I had
quesadillas,
quesadillas,
and they were
and they're
outstanding.
outstanding.
So, so you
All
got a
You
right.
little
got
bit
a
of
little bit of
everything.
everything.
Yes, because like you said, we have quesadillas. We have, like I said, even on the breakfast side, you know, you got your normal, you got your pancakes, French toast, you know, omelets. Um, you have we have pork chops on the breakfast side, fish on the breakfast side. Of course, like I say, your regular bacon, sausage, and stuff like that. And then you know you have your lunch side, which gives you your hamburgers, your pork chops, your wings, your fish, your tossed wings, quesadillas. We have a breakfast quesadilla that I forgot to mention, but it's the menu. Like I say, is a big stretch. I mean, we have salads for the healthy, you know, we have chicken wraps for the healthy, you know. So it's we always say it's hard to not find something to eat if you come to our restaurant. That
Right,
was our goal, to make sure there was something for everybody, whether it was young and old, you know, it doesn't matter, you know. The small, they got something to choose from. The older folks have something to choose from, and like I say, we take pride in cooking it fresh. So that makes it a whole lot better as well.
right, for
Right.
sure.
Sure.
So,
So,
how long
how
y'all
long
been in
y'all been in
business?
business?
Okay, so actually we've been in our current location for 4 years. We just celebrated that in March, but we've actually been in business since 2014. That's when we started. We started on a little bitty food trailer, going from spot to spot, and then we've progressed and grown to where we at now. We've actually grown in the building that we're in now. We went from one suite to three suites, so it's definitely going, you know, in the right direction.
Right, for
Right, for
sure. And now
sure.
you
Now
got
you
even a
got even a
patio.
patio.
Yes, ma'am. We do also have a patio that we open up from time to time and host private events and things like that. So, you know, there's always someone looking for a place to have an event, but there's not always the I say the perfect place. But we try to combine, you know, indoors with outdoors type of settings. You know, a lot of people like to be outdoors. You know, I'm an
Yeah,
outdoorsy person myself, so
right,
when
right.
we have events or when we do things, or you know, like try to bring stuff to the neighborhood, because we do a lot of community service things as well. But when we try to bring stuff to the neighborhood, we always look at it, okay, like what would we want, you know, what, you know, to give back. That's how we try to look at everything, you know.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Right,
For
right. For
families.
families.
exactly. Exactly. Because you know that's one thing about us. You know, a lot of people they compliment us on, first off, being able to be real blood brothers and being able to work together. But that's one thing that we're big on is our family. Our family, we do things together. You know, pretty much every weekend we always trying to get the family together, just because that's how we were raised. You know they always say that family is all you have. You know, so that's
Right.
Right.
we're big on family. Yep.
Yeah, when
Yeah, when
things
things
get
get
tough, for
tough, for
sure,
sure,
that's who
that's
you
who
can
you can
hopefully
hopefully
count
count
on.
on.
Um,
Right.
well, what are
Well, what are
your
your
plans
plans
for like
for
the
like the
future?
future?
So as of right now, of course, you know, we're trying to maintain what we have now, but we're definitely looking, as far as the restaurant side of it, we're definitely looking to grow into multiple spaces.
Uh,
We actually have a food truck that's en route that we wanted to get into a little bit more of, you know,
uh-huh.
going to like trailer food truck parks and stuff like that.
Right.
Plus, that'll be more mobile, of course. But we're actually looking, like I say, to expand to the different cities. You know, in the south toward the Duncanville, DeSoto area, up north, and maybe trying to get toward the Addison areas and stuff like that. But we're trying to
Right, right,
expand. We're trying to maintain where we at first. It's kind of hard to
Right.
right.
it's kind of hard to move when you're not rolling where you at first. You know.
Right.
Right,
Right. Well,
right.
like
Well,
you
like you
say, you
say,
look
you
like
look
you
like
got a
you got a
good
good
place
place,
and you've
and you've
expanded
expanded
out,
out,
and
and
it's so
it's so
nice to
nice to
see
see
that.
that.
So you
So
do
you
some
do some
catering
catering
too, don't
too,
you?
don't
Yes, we do. We do cater. If you go to our website, you'll see a catering menu that we do have available. But there's always that one menu that somebody has in their mind that we just don't know of. So we always say when you cater, we cater to the person, you know. But a lot of times, some people just need help to get started. Like, I don't know what I want, so we have some things for you to go and choose from. But there's always, you know, hey, I was thinking about this, and we can always discuss it, you know. But yes, we do cater, small or large,
Mhm.
doesn't matter. We've done events from 10 people, and we've done events that had over 700 people. So not too small, not too big, but we try to make sure we get it all done. If you ask us to do it, we try to make sure we get it done.
Right, for
Right,
sure.
for sure.
So what's
So
it
what's
like
it like
working
working
together? I mean, you
together?
kind
You
of
kind
said
of
the
said the
family
family
stuff,
stuff,
but
but
do
do
y'all have
y'all
any
have any
challenges, or
challenges, or
y'all just
y'all
seem to
just
get
seem to get
along
along
better?
better?
We just, yeah, we just get along better, but we do have, you know,
Everybody
we
kind
have,
of have
Everybody
their
have their
job.
job.
say it one more time.
Does
Does
everybody kind
everybody
of
kind
have
of
their
have their
job
job?
and they
Yeah,
do?
we just know what has to be done, and you know, it's like we have our little areas that we like. I say our areas of expertise, if you want to call it that,
Right.
and we just kind of stick with our areas, and it just works. You know, we just gel, and
Okay.
we just let it keep going. You know, we're trying, like I say, we're trying to expand, so we definitely want to bring other people in to kind of give them our chemistry and flow and stuff like that. So yeah, it just gels together. We sometimes we don't even understand it, but we just it just happens.
Right.
Right,
Right.
right,
Right.
right.
Well, and like
Well,
you
like you
say, it's
say, it's
commitment to
commitment to
quality
quality
food
food
and
and
quality
quality
experience
experience
for
for
people, and I
people, and
think
I
y'all
think
have
y'all
all
have
that
all
in,
that
in
in
mind.
mind.
Right. And I agree with that because, like I say, that's all we're doing is continue what we've been doing for years. And this is just, you know, we just brought it to the more of a, a corporate type of stance, basically.
Right.
Right,
Right.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Went
From
from went
from
from home
home
to a
to a
small
small
place, a
place, a
truck,
truck
to a
to
bigger
bigger
place.
place.
Right. Right. Which is how it should be. You should always progress. You should never try to stay stagnant. You should always try to progress. Always.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
those
And
rodeos
so
that help
rodeo
you
that
kind
help
of
you kind
relax
of relax
after working all
after working
day and
all
doing
day and
all.
Yep, that's definitely my safe haven, if you want to call it that. My downtime, it basically brings everything back together, you know, for me. You know, I get the peace of mind being around the horses, just seeing an animal be an animal, you know, it's a beautiful thing. The way you can sit back and breathe and relax a little bit, collect yourself and get ready to do it all over again, basically.
Right.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, 'cause
I mean,
I
because
mean,
y'all
'cause
got
y'all got
horses
the
on the
horses on the
property,
property,
right?
right?
At your
Your
house,
house,
or is you
or
got
Say,
you
the
got the
barn down
barn
the
down the
road?
road.
actually, the barn is down the road. My horses are not here with me, but I am actually, me and my wife have already started working on trying to make that happen. We've been looking. So if anybody has a tip for me, please let us know.
Got a
Got
farm
a
or a
farm
ranch
or
for
ranch
sale
yourself
Right, we sure looking.
in the
in the
Dallas
Dallas
area?
area.
You,
Yep, that's what
you'll
we're looking for.
come out and
Go
see
out
it.
and see
All
it.
right. Well,
All right. Well,
Tyrus, tell
Tyrus,
people
tell
how they
people
can
how
get in
they can
touch
get
with
in
you.
touch with you.
Well, you can definitely reach me at the restaurant anytime. Crazy Brothers. We're located at 7812 Great Trinity Forest Way. My phone number there is 214-309-1720. My email address is crazybrotherscuisine.com. Also, you know, I have social media that I don't check, but you know, a phone number, you can always drop me a text. It's okay. 972-201-7212. That's usually the easiest way for me is to just drop me a text and I always get back with you.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds
sounds
great.
great.
Well,
Well,
and what
and
we'll
what we'll
do is
do is
this is
this is
going
going
live,
live,
and then
and then
it'll be
it'll be
archived to
archived
the
to
YouTube,
YouTube,
Okay.
and
and
then we'll
then we'll
pull
pull
down a
down a
podcast,
podcast,
and it'll
and
go
it'll
out
go
to
out
our
to our
podcast
podcast
platform.
platform.
And then
And
we
then
have a
we have a
written
written
version.
version.
Okay.
In that
In that
written
written
version,
version,
we'll have
we'll
all
have all
that
that
contact
contact
information
information
and
and
stuff.
stuff.
So,
So,
well, if
well,
there's
if there's
one
one
thing you
thing
want
you
to
want
leave
to leave
our
our
audience
audience
with,
with,
maybe
maybe
some
some
motivation
motivation
related to the
related to the
rodeo
rodeo
or
or
to
to
just
just
be in
being
entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship.
What would it
What would
be?
it be?
My best thing, my words of wisdom, and the best thing, and I think my preacher said it best. You have to step out on faith. If there's something that you really want to do, step out on faith and try to make it happen. Don't be scared to try. you only fail at the things that you never try to do. So I just say step out on faith, try to make it happen, and if you really love it, go for it.
Yeah, right.
I
I agree.
agree. I agree.
Well,
Well,
Tyrus,
Tyrus,
thanks so
thanks
much
so
for
much for
being
being
here.
here.
Sorry we've had a
Had a
little
little
technical stuff, but
stuff.
we'll get it
We'll get
worked
it worked
out.
out.
Yeah, I apologize. It might be me. I don't know.
Well, I
Well, I
appreciate you
appreciate
being
you being
on
on
and
and
telling
telling
people a
people
little
a
bit
little bit
about the
about the
rodeo and
rodeo and
Pony
Pony
Express
Express
relay.
relay.
And then,
And then,
like you
like you
say,
say,
sharing that
sharing that
if you
if
got a
you got a
dream,
dream,
to
to
chase
chase
that
that
dream,
dream,
and that's
and that's
great
great
advice
advice
to
to
just step
step
out. And
out. And
I think
I
God
think God
meets you,
meets you,
or
or
opportunity meets
opportunity
you
meets you
when you're
when
willing
you're
to
willing
take
to take
action.
action.
Exactly. I agree with that. And you're more than welcome. I appreciate you having me.
All
All
righty. Well,
righty. Well,
thanks so
thanks so
much.
much.
This has
This
been
has been
Liz
Liz
Lawless
Lawless
with
with
Wild
Wild
West
West
Diversity,
Diversity,
episode
episode
18,
18,
talking to
talking to
living
living
legend
legend
Tyrus
Tyrus
Nolan.
Nolan.
Have a
Have a
great
great
day.
day.
We'll see
Have
you
a-
See
next
you next
week.
week.
Hello, this is Liz Lawless, your host for Wild West Diversity, where we tell the rarely and untold stories of multicultural contributions to the settling of the American Wild West. Each Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be sharing a historical legend and a living legend. Someone from history and someone living that Western lifestyle today, keeping it alive for the future generation. We hope you'll join us on Thursday. If not, we'll see you on the trail.